What's up guys, my name is Hans Wouters and today's trick is a big spin. It's a really fun trick, it has a lot of fun variations and it's requested by a lot of you guys, so I put a lot of time into this trick, so I hope you enjoy this trick tip. Before you actually do the trick, you want to be prepared for this one, so you really want your foot positioning done right. So I'm gonna demonstrate it right here. You want your front foot on the tail and like with your toes mainly on the tail. And your back foot can be like centered on your board and really on the side of your board, your heel sides, like edge of your board. So your heels can hang off your board, and that's really important because right now it's really easy to put your foot away from the board while it's in the air, because if it's right here, your foot might bump into your board while you're in mid-air, and you don't want that to happen because then your board is going to spin in all the wrong directions. So this is like the ideal foot positioning for starting the trick, and I always like to do it with a bit more speed because then your board actually spins fast. And something else that can help you is making a heel side carve when you're about to do the trick, because your board is actually spinning in that direction. So that helps you out when you're preparing to do the trick, because then you have like kind of a head start to do it. Basically what's going to happen is this. Your front foot that's on your tail is going to do a diagonal pop, so like this. So this will make your board do a 360 and your body does a 180 along with it. So it's really easy to roll away after this trick because you just land in your normal stance, you don't land switch. Right now we're gonna take a detailed look in this trick and how to pop it and what your board is going to do when you pop it. And probably like my biggest tip that I can possibly give you on how to pop it is like do a pivot first. So before you actually snap your tail on the ground, you want to make a small pivot so that your board already did like this angle. And right now it's easier to do the 360 because, yeah, first of all, your board actually already did this. And second of all, it's easier to pop it because right now you already have like a sideways motion. So when you pop it right now, your board will make like even like a bigger spin than when you pop it like this, because then you'll have to put up all the effort to do the 360 afterwards. So after you did that small pivot I talked about, you still need to do like the big spin. So first of all, you need to give your board a spinning motion. And the best way to do this is by popping it in a diagonal way. So don't pop it up straight up. You want to pop it like, yeah, like I said, in a diagonal direction. And this will give your board like the spinning that it needs to do the 360, but then you still need to give your board the air time that it needs, because yeah, it has to do like a whole 360 and then you have to land on it, so it really has to fly up really high in the air. And this is possible by snapping your board on the ground, because yeah, by snapping your board on the ground it can actually pop up really high, and this will give you your board like the upward motion that it needs to do the big spin, and that will give you and your board the time to do the 360 and your body to do the 180 and land it on time. Alright, you might have noticed that we're really focused on our board's movements, and that's because right now we can just focus on our body's movement separately and focus on that. So before you do the trick, like I said, you want a heel side carve, and then you really want to go through your knees before you do the trick, because you have to jump really high. And this is only possible when you go through your knees enough. So before you do the trick, heel side carve, go through your knees, and then you'll do the pivot and your body will move along with the pivot. So an extra advantage that this pivot gives you is that your body is already turned in. So right now we're like doing the pivot, going through our knees, and in this moment you want to give it a snap on the ground and you want to pop it really high. So your foot on the tail wants to make that diagonal pop, and you want to swing your foot like all the way back, because the more it swings back, the more spinning it gets. So you want to swing it all the way back for extra spinning motion, and in that moment you want to get that momentum from bending through your knees. So swing it back, jumping up really high, and that's really important because your board does a whole 360, so you want to be like high up in the air, and when you jump you'll feel that your body like naturally finishes 180, because you already did that pivot, so your body is already like moving in that direction. So the next thing you want to pay attention to is your back foot, because when you pop your board, you want to pull it away, because otherwise it might bump into your board and then it will give you like the wrong kind of spin, so you don't want that. So you want to pull it away and then really jump really high like I said, and then you can just land it, and then you'll just need to wait in the air to catch your board on the perfect timing. And when you do that, like try to land with bending through your knees, because that will give you extra stability when you land it. And when you're kind of like off balance, then bending through your knees will compensate this, and you can actually like ride away clean. I just gave you all of the information I have on this trick that I can possibly give you to do it. So we're gonna give the quick overview again. So making a heel side carve before you do it, having your foot positioning down right and going through your knees. Then making a small pivot first before you pop it. And when you pop it, you want to give it that hard diagonal pop. And you want to swing your front foot all the way back to give it enough spin. Then you want to jump up really high and then getting your back foot out of the way of your boards so it doesn't bump into it. And then landing it by finishing the 180 that your body is doing and landing it bending through your knees. And then with enough practice, I promise you that you will land it like everybody can do it. I always say if I can do it, you can do it too. So if you need some more personal help, if you already tried this and you don't know what you're doing wrong, you can just send me a message on Instagram or in the comment section below, and I'll just give you some personal help on how to do it. Thanks a lot for watching. Like if this helped you, comment if this was helpful. I don't know, share this with your friends who are trying to do this big spin. And this is not only for like beginners on this trick, but also for people who can already do this trick and who want to make it more stylish. So share it with your friends. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in another video. Ciao.